Mauricio, thanks for taking some time today. Ezra was just talking a little about the way that you continue to compete and plug along to get playing time. I'm curious, what's your mindset now as you head into your third year? And even maybe if you're not starting, how do you keep yourself engaged as you get ready to take the pitch here during the season?
Yeah, it's difficult for every player. I think ideally all 25 of us would love to be on the starting 11 every week, but I think the games have shown that there is so much importance in finishing off a game strong. So if you are on the bench, I think what you really have to be ready for is to finish off the game and be able to help the team in that way in the best way possible. And I think that's something I've been prepared for a lot this year. It is sometimes unfortunate for every player not to be on the starting 11, but I think it is more important to build a team that's all together and at the end of the day has one job in common and wants to work towards that goal of winning a game. And I think it takes more than just the starting 11 that's on the field to begin with, and everyone on the bench has to be ready to finish off the game strong. And I think we've all done a good job of that this year.
Another thing Ezra mentioned was the fact that you do have so much pride in playing for your hometown team. And what can you describe what it would mean to you and what it means to you to build this franchise up to where you're hoping to get back toward the top of MLS?
Yeah, I think since the start, it's been an honor to be a part of this club. I think ever since I started, I think the main goal has been to bring the club back to where it belongs. And yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to start the year off and see that we're playing well, that we're getting along as a group, we're working for each other. And yeah, for me, it's an honor to play for this club, for my city. It means a lot every time I step on the field. So I think it just gives me that much more motivation to work for the team and help the team in any way that I can and take the team back to, like you said, where it belongs.
If I can get one more real quick question, I guess in your time here in MLS, what are the ways maybe you feel like you've changed or adapted to the play since you made your debut a couple of years ago?
I think just obviously coming into the league, it's difficult to get used to the rhythm of the league, the tempo, the speed of the league, and playing multiple positions at the time was difficult. So I think just learning from the older guys, adjusting to the style of play, and being ready to come onto the field at any moment too, and not only starting games, whether that's at center back or center mid. And I think that's something that I've been able to grow in as a player. So I'm grateful for the coaches, for the players that have been able to help me through that.
Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will go to Brian Sandilow from the Chicago Sun-Times.
Sure. Thank you again, Ian. Thank you, Mauricio, for making some time for us this afternoon. Just to kind of follow up on those points, you've been a jack of all trades, so to speak, for 4 years since you've been with the club. How much do you think that has impacted your development as a player one way or another?
I'm sorry, what was the first part? Could you rephrase that a little bit? Just
Yeah. You've been a versatile player playing,
okay.
Midfield, center back. So how do you think that has affected? How do you think that has impacted your development one way or the other?
Yeah, I think it helps me out a lot. Just through the years, it's helped me make my way on the field in different games, different situations, different times that the team needs different player or has different availability. So I think being able to play both positions and even different positions in the midfield, I think helps me grow as a player and gives me different opportunities to be able to play on the field. And ultimately, that's my goal to be on the field. So it helps a lot to be able to play two different positions and learn from the different positions, and also just getting different perspective. Obviously, if you're playing as a center back, you kind of start to know what you want from your midfielders and as a midfielder you want, or you start to get to know what you want from your center back. So just playing in different parts of the field also helps, just to give you perspective in that way. So yeah, I think that's something that has helped me out a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll go with Hernan Espinosa from La Fiera Deportiva.
Hi, Mauricio. Thank you for taking some time for us. I would like to ask you two questions. The first one is if you ever would like to be called up at the Mexican team or the U.S. national team, would you be more willing to go to any of those teams? And the second one is, as you experience you have to the Fire, you have helped grow up maybe Jairo Torres and Alonso Aceves. How's that integration with you, knowing that you're coming for roots from Mexico?
Yeah, for the first question, I think right now the only call up I've received has been from the U.S. national team, through the youth national teams, and a couple times in the first team. So I think my main focus is with them right now. If I were to get called up again, if something were to change, then I would have to reevaluate the situation. But yeah, it's great to have these players, like you said, coming from the Mexican League, and I grew up watching the Mexican League, so it's good to have these guys, and I get along with both of them pretty well. So yeah, still growing. Everyone as a team, getting to know each other and playing together. But yeah, I think the good thing is not only them, but players from all around the world are coming into this team, and I think we're all getting along really well and really becoming a family. And I think that's the most important thing for a successful club.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Adnan Basic from Babel.
Hello, hope you're doing well. So looking back at this past weekend, you came off the bench pretty late on versus DC in a back and forth kind of game. What sort of instructions did Coach Hendrickson give you before you were subbed in?
Yeah, I think it was a really, really difficult game, really complicated game where both teams were kind of just going at it and battling back and forth. So I think the main thing was to keep that same intensity, keep the same rhythm that Gaston had been playing with for 80 minutes. And yeah, to see out the game, be smart, choose my moments to go forward, but also help in the defensive part of the game. They were a really direct team, so just winning second balls and just helping close out the game, whether that could be with an offensive play or a defensive play. So yeah, I think that was the most important thing that he said before going in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll go to Alex Calabrese from Men in Red 97.
Hey, Mauricio, I hope you're doing well today. Earlier, your younger brother Oscar started in midfield for the Fire in the GA Cup, though they were eliminated with their narrow loss. As someone who came up through the academy, can you talk a little bit about what it's been like watching him and seeing the progress of the academy over the last few years? Yeah,
it's been great. I try to make it out to most of his games, and his team is actually pretty good. So it's fun watching them. It's been fun watching him since he was young, playing at such a high level at such a young age, and right now he's doing really well. I was really excited for him and the whole academy that participated in that tournament, just because it's a super exciting tournament. Teams from all over, and of course all the MLS teams are there. So it's an amazing experience for them all, and I'm hope they made it out. I'm happy they made it out of the group stage, and unfortunately, like you said, they weren't able to win today. But yeah, it's such a great experience for them. I hope they enjoyed it, and but yeah, really happy for my brother as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Larry, I see that your hand is still up. Do you have another question?
I don't. Sorry about that. My mistake.
Okay. Adnan, same thing. Do you have one more question?
I didn't, but I'll ask about the Minnesota game upcoming this weekend. They had a big win away to St. Louis. What are your thoughts on them going into this game?
Yeah, I think they'll be on a high after that win. But I think the main focus has always been on us and how we prepare for the game. Obviously, we expect a really difficult game, but I think the most important thing is to prepare on our game. I think we've been playing really well, performing pretty well throughout. The 90 minutes have become more consistent this year. So just continuing to do that and continue to work for each other. I think that's the minimum expectation from us this year now. I think working for each other always gives us a chance, gives us a chance to win the game, keeps us in the game. So hopefully we'll continue with that, and then hopefully in the key moments of the game we'll be able to finish off games and hopefully come out with 3 points this weekend.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Mauricio. We really appreciate your time today, and thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you all Saturday.